Well, hi, good afternoon. I'm Greg Cliff, and I'm with Celebrate Recovery. I'm a faithful believer who struggles with control, anger, lust, procrastination, and I am being healed by the love and guidance of Jesus Christ. I've been involved with Celebrate Recovery for about 15 years, and I am blessed to be the New York State rep for Celebrate Recovery here in the upstate New York. I cover from about Cortland to Ogdensburg, so there's a lot of churches and groups that are desiring to have Celebrate Recovery come to their church, and that's my responsibility to be able to stop and meet with them. And once the COVID issue subsides, we'll be able to do a little bit more of that. We've got about 8 or 10 churches currently in the discussions and 4 or 5 active groups. So we are blessed to be able to provide that service and that ministry to those who are hurting. Celebrate Recovery is a 12-step Bible-based program. It's a ministry based out of Saddleback Church in California. It's been going on for almost 30 years now. And there are tens of thousands of churches and probably millions of people who have been involved with Celebrate Recovery, either the leadership team or attendees. And I came to Celebrate Recovery back in 2005 when I was going through a divorce and very confused by what was going on, thinking the problems were somebody else's. But by the blessings of God and going through CR and the steps, I came to find out that the issues that I was dealing with were mine, and I had to find accountability in that process. So it is a biblically based program. The 12 steps are based on the Beatitudes. John Baker and his wife Cheryl had compiled this book years ago, and I was fortunate to be able to go out to one of the early seminars years ago to be able to learn more about it. And then about 5 years ago, I was offered a position to become on board as a state rep. There's about 100 of us in New York State that cover the area, and we are volunteers. A little background with me, I spent 40 years with marijuana and other addictions that were taking me away from my walk with Jesus Christ. I was raised in a non-Christian home, I'll say. A lot of legalism and uncertainty about recovery and or salvation. So I was born again back in 1994. It was a first step, I think, into the whole idea of getting to know Jesus and God. My perspective changed, but my life did not. It took about 10 more years before I actually started grasping that things in my life were not as I thought they were and as I really needed to change. So I got heavily involved in the step studies at Celebrate Recovery. Spent the last, 10, 12 years actively involved. We have a group in Chittenango, New York. There's one down in DeRidder. And we are fortunate to be able to have people from all walks of life and all addictions. It's not just alcohol and drugs, it's everything. It's our hurts, habits, and hang-ups that take us away from our walk and journey with the Lord. The distractions, whether it's shopping or codependency, drug addiction, abuse from the past, the baggage that we carry, the shame and guilt that we carry, and the unforgiveness that we too often hang on to. And we don't give people a chance to be able to reconcile. One thing that I've learned during my journey is that God forgave me immensely through the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and that I need to be able to offer that same thing to those in my life. No matter how hurt I thought I was or how hurt the past of the hurt was, it was important that I offer that forgiveness to others. And my life has changed 180 degrees in those last few years especially. I got remarried 6 years ago to a lovely woman. Never thought I would ever get remarried again. Was able to join a ministry with her, and we now journey that path together, both locally and at some of the churches up north where we travel. We've made new friends. Part of recovery is changing the atmosphere and the environment that you're in. And I found out that I had to change direction with who I was hanging out with, places I was going, people I was seeing, and God has blessed that transformation, that change beyond my understanding and compare. I have friends now that I can confide in. I have a sponsor. I have accountability partners that we meet with every week. And it's just an amazing change. And I saw some of the other videos on Hope today, and it's been amazing stories that I've heard. And that's part of I think the whole idea of growth is seeing testimonies that have come out of recovery. One big thing that Celebrate Recovery did a few years ago was they actually developed a program called Hope for Mental Health. And here is the box right here. We were given the background on how to understand mental health issues a little better, provide support and encouragement. I do have a son who struggles with mental health issues, who for years was fearful that he would not survive. And by the blessings of God and amazing grace, he was saved 2 years ago and is on fire for the Lord. He is encouraging his siblings. I have 6 kids, and he is encouraging them to come back to the Lord. But that's a whole other story. But I'd like to encourage you to get a hold of us, CR Greg and Brenda at gmail.com. And I believe the number is also available, 315-264-5431. We'd love to meet with you and give you some encouragement and give you some opportunities to know about Celebrate Recovery and the hope that it gives through Jesus Christ. Currently, because of COVID, we are doing Zoom meetings every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. If you're interested, send me an email and we'll get you on the list. And men's groups meet on Sunday at 5 o'clock. Gives men a chance to get together. And the groups are safe and secure. They are gender specific. We get together on Tuesday at 7 to worship and to learn some and see some testimonies. And then we split into male and female groups for open share. And that lasts about probably 2 hours total from 7 to 9 for the whole program. And then, God willing, when the COVID controls get lifted, we will be returning to our church community center and having active groups there. So if you want more information, feel free to go to the celebraterecovery.com website, find a group, find my information as well, and we'd love to have you join us. And I hope this finds you well and journey of hope for healing. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.